Okay, guys. So, as you guys know, my name is Clara. And if you don't know, my name is Clara Aguilar. I am the marketing manager for Orders in Seconds and your moderator for this webinar today. I'm going to be introducing everyone, all the speakers, telling you everything we have in store on the topic 3 smart procurement strategies to cut costs and boost margins. Okay. All right, and guys, again, this is an interactive webinar, so make sure you guys are lighting up the chat. I want you guys to connect with us, okay? To connect with us. So today, guys, we have a special treat. We have partnered with ProcureSmart to bring you this webinar where you're going to be discovering the 3 strategies on how to tackle challenges for procurement. And that means, sourcing your vendors, negotiating contracts, managing your inventory, right? And how you can transform your procurement process to reduce costs, to optimize your workflows, and to boost your margins. So how does that sound, guys? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if that sounds like a good idea for you today. All right, and we're going to get into learning more about the speakers. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Calvin. All right, guys. So today we have from the Orders and Seconds team, we have Mr. Frank Monterosa. He's the Business Development Manager at Orders and Seconds. Frank's graduated with honors and earned his bachelor's in marketing and advertising. He's participated in many leadership and entrepreneurship courses with more than 15 years experience in customer service, marketing, and sales. Currently, he manages the US and Latin American markets for Orders and Seconds. Thank you, Frank, for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Great, great, great. And then his co-host, we're so excited that he's here, Vadim Shalamaimo.
Very
Little
good.
bit.
Shalom Yadav. That's very good.
All right, from ProcureSmart, we're getting there. Vadim is the CTO and founder of Data Lab for Manufacturing, the parent company of ProcureSmart. With over 20 plus years of experience in technology leadership, he drives innovation and procurement automation for SMB manufacturers through data-driven solutions. His solutions, ProcureSmart, optimizes procurement workflows, reduces costs, and increases margins. Vadim is very passionate about helping U.S. SMBs thrive and bringing production back to the U.S. while positioning ProcureSmart as a trusted growth partner. So thank you. A big welcome to Vadim, and thank you for being with here today.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, this is how we clap on Zoom over here. Look, guys, come on, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, Domiciano Diaz. Thank you. Okay. Now let's get it going. Let's review the agenda for today. All right. First, we're going to be discussing the Orders in Seconds and Procurement Smart Partnership and what that means for new and existing clients. Then we're going to go into looking at the challenges faced by wholesale distributors with the procurement processes. Then we're going to delve into the 3 smart procurement strategies to cut costs and boost margins. And you'll be learning a little bit more about the Orders in Seconds, ProcureSmart, and QuickBooks Online integrated solution and how that can benefit your business. Then we're going to go into the live Q&A session where you guys get to ask your questions, specific to your business to our host. And guys, if you have a question, you don't need to wait till the live Q&A. You guys can submit your question right through. There's an icon at the bottom of your screen, the bottom of the Zoom screen that says Q&A. Just click that button and then you can submit your question. And when we get to the live Q&A, then I'll just read them as they come through. Okay. Hi. And then Angelica, she started. She already said hi through the Q&A too. So we're on a good start. We're on a good start. All right, guys. So let's get started with our presentation. Frank, this is for Frank. Tell us a little bit more about the Orders in Seconds and our partnership with ProcureSmart and what that means for new and existing clients. Frank?
Definitely. Hey, thank you for that introduction, Clara. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the first, I guess, question is why we choose to partner with ProcureSmart. Look, this is the main reason we decided to establish a partnership with ProcureSmart is because many of our customers struggle to keep enough inventory available for sales. So this problem is directly related to important buying decisions. such as determining the right quantity to purchase, identifying the optimal time to restocking, and selecting the best suppliers. So in this case, look, Procure Smart are experts in this area. They provide smart solutions and helpful strategies to improve inventory management. So guys, this partnership with Procure Smart helps businesses make better purchasing decisions, reduce risk, and increase profit. So that's why let me have Vadim to explain a little bit more about this. Vadim?
Yes, thank you so much, team OAS. Claire and Frank and Oscar, I think, is attending as well. So I appreciate you guys for the invitation, and really happy to join and talk a little bit about how to improve the manufacturing industry as a whole. It's some one day, but Procure Smart really helps wholesalers and manufacturers to find alerts, we also call them errors, in their procurement process, and gives them the tools to fix it right there and then. And we could talk more about how it does that as we go further.
Perfect. So let's go ahead and talk about the wholesale distributor challenges. But before we get started on that area, let me tell you a quick story that happened recently with an existing customer. So I spoke with one of our existing customers who was struggling with low inventory and many incomplete orders. So he was telling me that he was feeling frustrated because the problem was getting worse and worse. So some customers were already unhappy with this situation. And what was happening is this: in order to understand the problem that they were having, we carefully review all the orders that were placed by the sales rep to the customers and how these orders were fulfilled. So what we noticed when we sat down with the customer is there was a big gap between what customer requested, what customer was ordering, and what was actually been delivered. So this mismatch on what was ordered and what was delivered was leading to delays, frustration, and loss of trust for their customers. So again, to make it simple, they were getting a lot of orders, preparing those orders, but when they were delivering the transactions, they were missing items. So at the end, what we concluded is that the issue was more related to the to the company's purchasing strategies and its suppliers. So for this reason, I want to ask Vadim to highlight some common challenges that wholesale distributors face whenever they are acquiring products.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. That's exactly one of the challenges that we've designed the platform to handle, is to really be able to identify the accuracy of what they're receiving from their suppliers, and be able to feed into what their process is and send out to the right thing at the right time to their customers. So the system specifically is created to handle those situations.
Okay, perfect. So these are some of the challenges that they face. So they don't know where to start getting that information. I guess in the distribution industry, they don't really pay attention to how frequently they're gonna be buying or how often. So can you highlight some of these challenges that they face, like trouble sourcing vendors, supply, how you can help them with the solution that you currently have, Vadim?
Absolutely. One of the challenges we've seen a lot is pretty statistical reordering points. So a lot of time analysis happens in a kind of static way. You kind of do it one time and you said, okay, for this SKU, I'm going to reorder it when it falls below this number. And that's it. That goes to procurement. So whoever is buying the materials now knows that if it falls below this number, that's when they start sourcing it. Now, the problem is there's a lot of things that change that number. Influx of new orders, a drop in some of the orders, some seasonals, highs and lows, as well as quality of the materials that they are receiving. So what happens is problems arrive from not being able to recalculate that reordering point accurately in a timely fashion. And that's one of the things that automated kind of a procurement process overall is able to challenge and fix that and readjust those points based on the actual needs and based on statistical right points when those products should be being reordered.
Okay, okay, and I guess, but then one of the problems that they face is this, that, they may have some customers, the existing accounting system, but the existing accounting system is limited in that area, right? They don't have all the processes, all the different ways to handle this type of information as you guys do, and that's why, for some reasons, I would say that you guys are the right complement to accomplish and face these challenges that they usually have. So another challenge that I hear frequently, Badim, is paying more than you need for products and services. So they don't know how to handle this type of situation. So how you guys can help them in this type of challenges?
Absolutely. That this is also a very common thing in the industry. It's been wholesalers, distributors, even manufacturers. What happens in the buyer's day-to-day operations is they spend a lot of time looking at what they need to buy, how much of it they need to buy, when they should be buying it, and leaving very little time to go negotiate with their vendors on what the actual best price could be, right? Or if I increased my order by how much would I get a better price? Or like, hey, I had a previous order that came in and at this price point, if I change some terms around it, right? Let's say I want to be able to, I have some extra cash, I could put money towards it, or the opposite, I want to put less money into the inventory. Those negotiations just don't get the time that they need because you have to be really prepared for that. And the automated process in procurement really allows those buyers to have more time to be able to focus on what's really moving the needle. And that's really buying better at the right time, buying better in the right quantities, but also buying at a best price, giving you more margin, giving the business more ability to make more money. So by automating the procurement analysis and understanding those particulars in each business, the buyers get a lot of time back to do more strategical and more bottom line increasing work versus just doing regular administrative work a day in and day out.
Perfect, perfect. And look, and another challenge is this, you start working with some vendors, some providers, but since you don't have the right statistic, the right information in order to start evaluating some other new vendors. So another challenge is, how can I get a new vendor list for new products or products that I'm already selling, that I know that there's some other vendors that they may have it in a different price with a different negotiation. So how can you guys help them in that specific area though?
Yeah, for sure. So that's definitely an area that we were hyper focusing on and still building towards to be able to provide uh, various vendor catalogs and pricing and availability right in the system at the time of purchasing. Right now, what the automated process of procurement is already able to do is basically allow folks to evaluate their existing relationships. And so when the new buy is, when you have an alert that you need to buy a new product, or not new product, I'm sorry, when you have an alert that you need to repurchase an existing SKU so that you could continue selling it or you could make things with it, how do you decide which of the already available options you have to go to? And by analyzing the actual performance of the vendors, it's possible to really make an educated decision with minimal amount of time. Again, putting a lot of time into not just figuring out, oh, for this one, I'll go to this vendor, but also kind of like, all right, let me call that vendor, let me present them my facts and negotiate a better price, giving me more money at the bottom line. So automation is a big win in today's day and age.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay, so in this case, we're gonna go straight to the point, right? So we're gonna find the three smart procurement strategies to cut costs and boost margin. So basically, this is what they have been expecting, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to add a lot of value on this, Badim. So let's go ahead and start with the first strategy.
Sure, yeah, and I hope we could really give a couple of extra points on the bottom line just by this conversation. And in many cases, folks can take this and run with it. And I wish that we empower you in that way. But we're also open to further conversation down the road. So really knowing when to order and when not to order, very important. A lot of times in today's with limited data availability, we buyers don't necessarily know that. A lot of folks buy, okay, well, somebody send me a sales sheet, right? Or like a discount for this more, I'm going to buy extra. So then they go ahead and purchase more. They don't know how much of that they're going to sell or not. They're just going to put it in their stock and now have to pay for the inventory and be able to kind of start losing margin slowly when that happens. Now, finding the gaps and knowing not only when to order, but how much of it to order is very important. Like I mentioned slightly earlier, is really just getting it in time when you actually need it. And that's where I'm analyzing the information about the incoming orders, analyzing things that are already in stock and what's already on a PO. Is really really important, and then really choosing a vendor out of available vendors with the best fit for this buy is a big strategy as well. I could give you a quick story on this. In regard, we have a client that had a big order come in, and it was not due for a couple of months, and so they had other orders come in for the same that used a similar product or same product, and by the time the order came in that they needed to ship out, that was the big order, they realized that they missed at the moment they went to start shipping it, they realized that they're missing a bunch of things in that order. And we're
Oh,
like, wait, when we took this order in, we had everything. What happened to it? And that's where a big opportunity happens. Right now, the customer is potentially not satisfied because you're missing the due date. You're not able to, now you have to go and rush to make an expedited order with somebody locally, and now you're paying more, you're paying extra shipping, and that's it. But you sold it for a flat number. That number doesn't change. So what happens is your gross margin is decreasing until you may not be even making any more money on that big order that you were so excited about. And so this is what happened in our customer case. That's actually triggered. This was about a year and a half ago when what caused us to even create the system in the first place.
wow, wow. And believe it or not, that's what some of our customers are struggling with. So let's go to the second strategy, Badim.
Yeah. A big thing is eliminating production downtime, and I've quickly talked about it slightly earlier, but the idea is still the same. It's being able to know when you have all the things that you need to be able to make sure that your throughput of your organization is staying maximized, and being able to using the real information. In a lot of cases, it's funny. Businesses have the data, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's so interesting. We start working with somebody and they're like, oh yeah, we don't know this, we don't know that. But I say, let's take a look at it. And they have the data, right? They have the orders, they have their inventory, they have the PO information that they've placed, but they just don't know what to order, right? And they're just spending so much time pulling reports from different places, trying to excel it together, they do it once, boom, okay. When then they have another order come in and come out, and now all of that changes. So really a big trick is being able to constantly refresh your data in a consistent way to be able to make those decisions over and over again throughout the day and throughout the weeks and months.
And that usually happen, that usually happen when they don't have the right tools, right? When they don't have the right solution in order to process all that information that they have. Because as you were saying, they have it, but they don't know how to use it, or they're not using the right solution in order to you make the right decisions.
Right, right. The data itself is most of the time there. You know, they just what is needed to make these smarter, faster, more actionable decisions is being able to just process that data in a single pane of glass.
Oh yeah.
And that is basically what drove the decision to kind of create a more systematic way to do that for the industry.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you, but then, so let's move on to the third strategy, inventory management. That's a big one right there.
Yeah, absolutely. This really is this drives it home. Cash management for a lot of businesses is huge. Over investing in the inventory and not being able to sell it creates a huge component and or a dip in cash, but also creates a cash opportunities that the business can't partake in. And that really hurts the business, especially if they're really trying to grow and not having the cash to be able to invest into those particular strategies at the time that they're the hottest is it really becomes a problem. And that's where the just-in-time inventory and specific recommendation of going back to what to buy and what not to buy and when to buy and when not to buy really becomes super key because then the business has the most amount of cash on hand at any time that they could make really smart business decisions with it.
Great, great. Now let's see. Show us how the solution looks like, how easy it is to to use it. So let me stop the sharing from my end,
Oh,
and you should
absolutely.
be able to start sharing your screen. So right now he's gonna give us a quick taste of that solution.
Guys,
Absolutely.
get ready, guys.
Get ready, guys. It's pretty exciting.
Exciting.
It's made very simple. Our system takes all of the data that we've just described, which is the incoming orders, our current inventory stock, our purchase order, meaning that what we've already placed an order for with our vendor and waiting for to receive it, and combines it all together into a single screen where it pre-calculates what is actually going to be out of stock when you're going to need to ship it or you need to produce it. And this is where we have a platform that calculates the alerts out of all that information. It then gives us the data to action. We have the order by date. So we know by which date we need to place an order for which SKU because it's going to be out of stock on a particular date coming up. Okay. It then calculates how much we actually need to order, our minimum quantity to order. And then it also gives us an information about which vendor it thinks we should order this from. It gives us additional information of quantity on hand, quantity on PO, and additional information about the SKU and how it performed over time. Really being able to allow it to being action very easily. And talking about action, right? We talked about automation and how to expedite. We have this button right here. It says request purchase order. So because the system is very easy to use and it integrates with your existing data sets, like for example, QuickBooks Online, it's able to pull all the data that's needed at the same time, combining it with, let's say, Excel sheets or some other ERP systems and be able to process all that together. Once you analyze and you decide, yes, I want to order this, I want to order this, and I want to order this. Sorry, wrong key. I'm able to do it like this. I'm deciding I'm going to order these. I just hit my request purchase order. And what this does is it takes this data and sends it to this vendor in the QuickBooks in this case, or whatever the ERP system that manages the purchase orders. It makes it super easy to action. You still have the ability to change the quantity and other items, but it drafts those POs right in the system that you manage your POs from.
So what I'm understanding, Vadim, is you have the data from the different sources, in this case from QuickBooks Online, and also you might link it with a different source if you have data in other source, right? Once you start doing the evaluation, you can go ahead and request a purchase order, which is a suggested order that is going to be generated in the accounting system, in this case on QuickBooks Online. So that way you can make a decision and say, hey, create the order and send it over to the vendor. So that way you are ahead on what's going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a huge time saver for anyone that's doing purchasing, because they don't have to write those POs manually. They don't have to figure out what goes into that purchase order. They just basically, once they start trusting the system, they're able to expedite their time significantly. Now, talking about trust in the system, well, let's see, how did we actually come up with this particular thing, right? Let me dive into any one of them here. We'll take a look at this one. We're going to be able to see all the backup information regarding this particular item. So we're looking at this SKU number 2138. Okay. We know that it's going to be out of stock on February 5th. We know that based on the previous performance, it takes us a while to get it, so we should be ordering on this date. We know how much we need. We see the recommended vendor. So, but how did we do all of that? So number one, we have all the consumption needed. These are all the orders that are currently pending for this SKU that's going to be using this, either in your production, either your in your distribution, or your wholesaler. We combine this between actual orders already in the system and also statistical information about how much you probably will sell based on your previous records. So we are able to combine that and not only use it based on committed orders, but also combine it and use statistical or some other algorithms that you guys already use to combine that together and arrive with how much we totally need for this SKU. Okay. Wow. Then we know how much is it on the PO. So we know how much of the SKU has been already ordered. We know the price, and we know what that's coming in already. So basically the difference now is what we need to order here. Now, which vendor do we want to send this to? Here we have an evaluation of 3 criteria, and we are able to add a fourth one. Right now we're talking about price, right? Mm-hmm. These vendors sold this item to us for these different prices. So we're going to take a look at which vendor should we purchase it from. Then we have the delivery time. This is our accuracy in terms of from when we placed an order to the time we actually received it. Mm-hmm. And here we have this is the delivery time, actual delivery time, like lead time. And then this is the accuracy. So meaning that if I ordered 100 units of this, did I get 100 of them, or did I get less or more? And this is on average for this SKU over the last period and we tweak that 6 months, 12 months, whatever is appropriate, couple of years, as much of data as you have, we're able to combine it together and use that to make these recommendations.
Wow, it's really interesting. And look, and this is basically what our customers are doing, but they're using different sources, right? They're using Excel, they're using this, and they're wasting so much time trying to get to the right information, and sometimes they don't get it. They don't have it because that information is
it takes too long, especially if they have hundreds of SKUs to manage. Imagine doing, because this is like something you do per SKU. And then you reorder one SKU at a time, right? So you basically need to understand how it's a lot of work to do for any particular person. So we have customers that use a lot of buyers to just separate their work, but it just takes a lot of time.
Perfect.
It gives us an additional information here. We've talked a lot about automating and expediting, but we also should be keeping attention to a very important aspect of negotiating better, being prepared for the negotiation with the vendor to really get the max value for your business. And this is where we are able to support the buyer when they're about to pick up that phone and say, "Hey, buy, vendor number 5 or vendor 9, I want a better price," they're going to be like, "Why?" Well, let me tell you. And this is where we have additional information that we've already see work, and we could add additional. This is all hyper customizable. We could add additional information very easily. But basically, the idea is here is that we're going to empower them. So a buyer coming in at any time, either consistently being the same buyer or coming in new, knows, okay, here's what I've been buying, here's how much price there was, here's the performance, and then I could go back, I could go to that vendor and say, based on these criterias, we're asking for a better price. And this is able to really help move the needle forward in order for them to be able to be more profitable.
Oh, really interesting. Anything else that you would like to show?
Yeah, there's one more part here very quick. Inventory turnover ratio. So another big thing is to know, like, am I buying too much? Am I able to turn this off? Am I making money with this particular SKU? This is an important indicator, a KPI that a lot of folks ask for, is to know how well does this particular SKU do for my business? A lot of folks, if you're putting in the money and you have a time period that you want to turn this over, and it's not happening, right? Like, and we could set this goal based on each particular SKU. We need to know, like, okay, well, I shouldn't be buying more of this because I'm just not turning this over. And this is a very big indicator that everyone from the CFO or like financial folks all the way up to like the owners and any partners or investors that look into the business, this is one of the key KPIs they're tracking. So a buyer being able to make the decision and know those data right at the time of them making the decision is extremely empowering.
Great, great. I like it. I really like it, and I know it's pretty useful to our customers. Anything else that you would like us to show us on the live demo?
I think this is a good start. I'm happy to sync up with folks that might be interested, and see if we could kind of talk more directly. We'll talk about a little gift at the end that's going to be able to help them get really empowered with this data. So I'll let Clara run with it.
Well,
But
guys, who's excited? Now you guys got a little sneak peek of Procure Smart. Give me thumbs up in the chat, guys. Give me thumbs up in the chat. Who wants to know more? Thumbs
Yeah,
up.
definitely. This is a really valuable information, and this is something that most of them are struggling with this type of situations.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Thank you, Pablo, Calvin, Charles. Thank you. All right.
So one of the question is this, Vadim. So I know that you guys can easily connect with QuickBooks Online, extract the data, and start playing with a very user friendly dashboard and start getting all that information that I need. But how easy is to get started with Procure Smart?
Yeah, thanks for asking. It's very, very easy. We are very friendly, and we're doing a lot for the industry right now. And it's very simple. Just fill out the form that's been shared in the chat, and we'll set up a conversation, and we'll analyze your procurement process altogether. Really helping, even during that discovery, we help find and identify inefficiencies in the procurement process that we basically give it to you right there and then. We make suggestions, like pretty much everyone that just talks to us learns a little bit better about their business and some of the things that they could do. And then if an advanced predictive analytics tool like this is helpful, we're able to partner together at a very friendly terms and take it from there. Make more money.
Nice, guys. And I just put the link in the chat, guys. So if you're interested in learning more about Procure Smart, please go into that link, fill out that form, and you guys will get a sneak peek at our gift. Vadim has been very generous with his offer. And guys, it's really a no-brainer. Who doesn't want to make more money in 2025? I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I do. No, and look, I'm pretty sure this is very, very useful to all the wholesale distributors that struggle with this on the daily basis. So I know that you can generate value to what they're doing. So now let's go ahead and talk about how orders in seconds integrate with the different solutions. So in this case, look, many of you are already existing customers. So you guys already know that orders in seconds has built an ecosystem by forming a strategic alliances with expert partners in different areas. As you know, we work with different partners, right? But this partnership in particular adds significant value to the distribution chain. So as you know, as you can see on the image, right there in the middle is QuickBooks. QuickBooks is a purely accounting system designed to manage financial records and processes. So it serves as the source of truth for all financial and accounting information. In our case, as you can see on the left side, right, we have the orders in seconds solution that is the perfect complement for handling all the commercial logistics for wholesale distributors adapting to different distribution models, right? If you do pre-sales, DSD, e-commerce, we have it all. We have it all for all the distribution industry. So we are the right complement for whoever needs a system in being able to automate the entire cycle for the distribution industry. But at the same time, if you notice on the right side, ProcureSmart is the ideal solution that connects with QuickBooks to analyze purchasing strategies, supplier management in order to optimize procurement processes and improve overall operation. So that's the main idea on joining forces, right? We have QuickBooks as the main source of truth, and we have the OIS handling all the operational for the distribution side, and ProcureSmart helping you with the purchasing strategies and supply management. So you guys have it all with one single solution. You guys can run the entire business and make sure that you guys are heading on the right direction. So in this case, look, we're gonna leave it open, Clara, to Q&A questions. I know you guys gotta have questions. This is a really important information, and we're here to help you.
That's right, guys. If you have your questions now, you guys can go ahead and drop it in the Q&A or the webinar chat if you'd like. But let's start because we have the time. So Vadim, one of the questions I see coming in is, how long does implementation typically take for a wholesale distributor?
Yeah, great question. We are currently averaging 2 to 3 weeks of implementation. So from the time that you express interest in a conversation, we've seen our team be able to onboard new customers in 2 to 3 weeks. The product is ready to go. It's pre-built. The integrations are alive, and we're able to activate them into your tenants, into your accounts very quickly, and then able to start using it. As you can see, the system is extremely simple to learn. Yeah. It basically does everything in the background, does everything for you, and then you're just actioning it using the information. It takes a little bit to kind of trust the system, but really the onboarding of the process is very quick.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And next question, how quickly, and this is probably a question on a lot of people's mind, how quickly can we see results, right, after adopting ProcureSmart?
Yeah, perfect. I actually have some, if we have a little bit of time, I'd love to share another document that we've put together, if that's okay with you. It'll give everyone a perspective on really how much money a business can make more with a tool like this.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna just take this share back, and just let me know when you could see my screen.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
All right, perfect. So let me walk you through this really quick. So I have here a calculator We call this a ROI calculator for this specific optimization tool that we call it. So here in this case, we're taking a business that's 10 million in procurement of materials, right? And it could be smaller. Let's say, not sure what the average customer size here is, but let's even say it's a 5 million. I'm going to just overwrite this quickly. And oops, one extra zero. So let's say it's a $5 million business that's buying the materials, right? So it's roughly it makes the total revenue. We see the average is about 40%. So it's about a $12.5 million business as an example. And we could share this with you. You guys could plug in your own numbers if we do this in our discovery. But the idea here is this: so problem orders usually is around 5% of the order or all the orders that a business like this makes. Let's say we'll take 2.5% of that just for the sake of this conversation. And we see that that's about $125,000. This is all annualized numbers. And it takes about 10% to expedite shipping of those 2.5% problem orders. And it takes about 10%, the average in industry average is a little higher. I've kind of lowered them just to give you a perspective that even if your numbers are very good, there's still a huge benefit here. And then here you have also 1% of errors in ordering the inventory. So basically what's happening here is that just in this perspective of ordering smarter, so you're eliminating errors, you're doing less emergency buys, your expedited material costs are going down. You're basically earning $75,000 more in basically within a 90-day period, let's say, because that's how fast we see an ROI on this material with our system.
Wow.
And that's not all. So there's also inefficiencies in terms of being able to process data by the folks by manually entering the data, right? Meaning that a lot of the folks are using manual and like administrative workforce to be able to do this versus focusing on strategic, more needle moving operations. So in this case, let's say there's two buyers, and they're roughly earning 70,000 between the payroll taxes and the salaries and all the benefits.
Mhm.
And we find that on average, there's 30 to 60% time spent doing manual administrative tasks. So we'll use an average of 45%, and we see that by using an automated, more smart way to do this, there's another $63,000 in savings annually. So if you look at it all together,
Wow.
with 138 total, with annual Procure Smart spend of roughly 35,000, you're looking at $102,000 net profit increase just by simply doing things smarter.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
What do you
look,
guys?
there is definitely a huge saving. And I guess, guys, look, I know small businesses sometimes struggle with this. You got to have all your processes in place in order to make it work, because usually, but then this is what happens. Some of the existing customers or in the distribution industry, they don't create the purchase order. Basically, they just pick up the phone and say, can you send me this and this and this and this? But in order for the solution to work, you got to do the right step, right? You got to do the purchase order in order to, that data to be analyzed and start making the right, making the right decisions, but doing it right. You got to establish your processes in order to make it work the way that it should work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And they say that it's a very common thing in the industry. It says garbage in, garbage out, right? You don't have good data coming into the system, you're not going to make good decisions with that data, with whatever analysis you're going to be able to do with it. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Frank. It's very important to have processes. Now, by working with us, we actually provide consulting built into our offering. So
Okay.
with us, the business not only gets the platform and everything that it already has in it, but also a data scientist and a client success manager continuously working with the business uh, stakeholders.
Oh,
We actually require 2 meetings per month to be done, part of our agreement, in order for it to make sense, because we know that anytime we come in and we layer our platform on top of existing data, we always find things that are not 100%, and not just, and it's not fair to just give it to the business owner or the stakeholders in the business and say, hey, go figure it out. No, we actually meet with them and continue to help them improve their data by working continuously with them.
oh, that's really valuable. Thank you, Patin. Any other questions, Clara?
We had one more question. What is a healthy inventory turnover for a SKU?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Now, that is actually a big variable between different verticals in the industry. Some verticals, like for example, food industry, right? Food industry, it's very important for that for inventory to turn over very quickly, because otherwise it spoils and it goes to waste, right? For other businesses, it's a little bit easier, like for example, wood manufacturers or different non-perishable product, that could be a little bit longer. You could sit on the shelf. Now, the other thing is that you're paying for that shelf, right? You pay for the warehouse, so it really varies. So we've seen it as low as, and in retail, let's say you have a retail. Retail is probably 5 to 6 times a year you want to turn over all your inventory. Food, you want to do it more. Other perishable things that are not seasonal could take a little longer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vadim. All right, so then that's the end of our Q&A, guys. We're learning a lot of good stuff here, but we are not done. We are not done, guys. Look at this. You guys, this is a special gift, and I'm glad everyone's here. So far, I'm checking everyone who's attended. Everyone's here. Guys, Vadim has been extra generous, okay? And you only get this if you're at this webinar right now. So you guys are going to get 1 month free of Procure Smart solution, plus a procurement consultation of 45 minutes that includes reviewing your business. It includes uncovering the bottlenecks or challenges you're having in your business. And the end goal is to increase that gross margin, guys. End goal. So
Wow. Hey, take advantage of this. Take advantage of this.
you guys saw the light demo, guys. This is I said it before, it's a no-brainer. And guys, all you have to do is fill out the form. You got to fill out the form. You get your free stuff, free everything. And
That's right.
guys,
Yeah, the big thing that we really want to support the partnership here with OAS and QuickBooks. We really want to empower the folks to be able to increase the gross margin and be able to increase their operations. So what we're including is, it actually doesn't mention here, but the onboarding is included in this. So this means that free month starts after we integrate all your data, and we actually showing in our system your exact data. So you have your designated portal, you have your access, and the month only starts when you're able to see all that and start having the conversation. So we don't hold anything back. Our conversations, like I said, with the data scientists and our client success, we include all of that in there. And really another big thing that really is a big difference is that there's no commitment. So you could take this 1 month and learn from it. And then if you find that it's not for you, we'd part as friends, because we have no commitment overall. We are completely a month-to-month subscription. And now we're giving a month on top of that for free as well.
that is awesome, guys. This is a no-brainer. I dropped the link in the chat, so go ahead and fill out that form, guys, and take advantage of this offer today. That is available only for today, only for the people that are here at this webinar, guys. So make sure to take advantage of that.
I want to add a little bit on this, Clara. Look, take really advantage of this special gift. And also remember that orders in seconds is a QuickBooks solution provided. So if you guys have questions about QuickBooks, about the OIS integration, all those things, feel free to fill out the form. We're gonna get a hold of you, and we're gonna follow up and find out how we can we can assist you. Or if you have questions about payments, about the payments related in QuickBooks, all the things related to QuickBooks, all the things related to the OIS, and all the things related to ProcureSmart, fill out the form. We're gonna be more than happy to contact you and find out how we can assist you. Go ahead, Clara.
Great, guys. And now if you guys want to connect with Frank, guys, make sure if you had a quick question for him, make sure here's his contact information, his phone number, and you guys can connect with him on LinkedIn as well. Right next. And guys, that is everything for today. We want to thank you so much, guys, for attending. Thank you to our hosts, Frank and Vadim. Thank you all of the OIS customers that attended, the guests that joined us from Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter too. Guys, Orders in Seconds wants to continue to have webinars like this, and we will continue to have webinars like this for our new and existing clients, because we want your business to succeed, because we know if you win, we all win. So we're going to continue to hold these webinars on trending topics to provide value to our wholesale distributors and manufacturers. So keep your heads up in your inbox. For February, we have something coming up too with Fishbowl, just saying, Fishbowl inventory. All right. And then last month we had a webinar with QuickBooks on Kickstart. The title is Kickstart 2025, How to Streamline Your Wholesale Business with QuickBooks Online. So if you guys missed that, you can check it out on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to post the YouTube channel in our chat right now. Okay, because you guys can check that out. And guys, at the close of this webinar, we have a survey. So make sure that you fill that survey out. Let us know what you're interested in learning more about, and we'll take a look at that. And again, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope everyone has a great day and a great 2025, because January is almost done.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, IS and the QuickBooks. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.